Alright, what denominations and where to get them, how much to spend, what websites to use, which ones to avoid, what path do you take to get gold? A lot of questions. It's very confusing for some people, I know. I was a first-time buyer once. Luckily, I started out doing it really young, so I've gotten comfortable over the years doing it. But let's try to keep it short here. If you're only going to buy, if you live in the United States, I'm going to make this for United States viewers for now, okay? Let's make this for US viewers, because if you live in another country, your laws are going to be different, etc. If you live in the US, my personal recommendation, I know you see some foreign coins here, Britannia and a Krugerrand, etc., is to purchase US mint products. Okay. You are going to pay a little bit more for them. It's going to cost you a little bit over spot, but again, this is a long-term investment. You're not going to be, this isn't something you buy and sell and trade and flip and flop on a daily basis. Gold's a long-term, silver's a long-term. So very simple. If you live in the United States and you're just getting into this, I would recommend buying United States Gold Eagles. Now, we'll start with that. Gold. You can get them in 1 ounce, half ounce. Let's get a half ounce in here. Well, here's a half ounce. It's graded. That's a half ounce. So you can see it's just a little smaller. You can see the 1 ounce back there behind it. But the half ounce is, again, half ounce, so it's pretty easy math. Price of gold divided by 2. Okay. There's the 1/4 ounces. This is actually my all-time favorite size. Similar to a British sovereign. You know, a British sovereign carries 0.2354 ounces of gold. And the 1/4 ounce here, 0.25 ounces fine gold. In there. You can read it right on the back. It should say, yeah, 1/4 ounce fine gold, $10. Great denomination, great size. I remember, God, I hate thinking this. So sad. I remember buying these. I specifically remember the one time I bought one, and the exact price was $93. God, I can't believe I didn't buy more back then. It's horrible. And I actually sold it at some point. I was younger, and I don't want to talk about back then because it's just horrible. Horrible memories. Buying gold as low as I did, and then not having it because I had to pay for college. But hey, I invested in my brain back then. So back to that. Sidetrack distraction. 1/4 ounces, awesome weight. I think because it's smaller, you know, they're easy to unload. If you have to just get little bits of money or whatever, they're easy to procure. You know, you don't have to come up with, like right now, for example, if we want to get a full ounce, let's just use 1,600 as an example as the price of gold. Roughly 1,600 bucks you got to come up with. Divided by 4, you want to get a 1/4 ounce. You know, roughly 400. Obviously, you're going to pay over spot. I've already covered that in videos, having to pay the fee for coins. And then, it's smaller than that. If you don't have a lot of money, you can go for the tenths. 1/10 ounce. Come on, focus, camera, focus. There you go. So there's a 1/10 ounce eagle. 1/10 ounce fine gold, $5. So there you go. You got a lot of options there for U.S. gold. 1/10 through 1 ounce. They're going to cost you a little bit more, but there's just reasons. Recognition's a big one. They're readily recognizable in the U.S. by anyone who's going to be buying or selling gold, especially if you have to go to sell them one day. Very easily recognized. As far as I know, at this point in time, there has never been a U.S. gold counterfeit. Whereas, you know, I've owned sovereigns, I do own other gold coins, and I know that some foreign gold has had trouble with being counterfeited. Again, you can easily micrometer or measure the diameters and the thickness and then the weight of a coin to determine whether or not it was counterfeited. Now, I know also when they're clean like this, you can tell if they've been drilled or buffed, because you know, some of those foreign coins as well. I know I sold some sovereigns once. I needed some money, and so I had 5 sovereigns. And I remember the gentleman I took them to, he had to weigh each one on a a really good scale just to make sure for certain they met weight, because back then there were people that would drill a coin out a little bit, fine drill hole on every one of them, and then kind of mash the hole shut because gold's so soft and malleable, and hide the fact that they had just stolen gold from the coin by reducing its weight. So that's U.S. gold. Big fan, big favor of it. A lot of reasons. When you go to sell it, unlimited quantities can be sold to U.S. gold, whereas with foreign gold, you're limited to 25 ounces at a time. Again, look into the laws of that. I did a video on that a while back. But if you're a collector, go feel free to collect other gold coins. But if you're going in for investment, my big thing is coins, especially as opposed to bars. Bars have to be reported every time, especially any kilo bar. You saw the huge thing hit the news last year with PAMP Swiss bars being, some of them being tungsten, and these were well made. Oh my goodness, did you see those? Perfect serial numbered bars, coating over tungsten. Almost indiscernible even to the experts. So again, some of the PAMP Swiss bars were counterfeited. Very dangerous. You do not want to get caught with like a 10 or 20 ounce or a kilo bar or something and have it being having it just be tungsten. That would just embrace the suck, because that's going to suck so bad. I would just feel horrible for somebody who did that. I mean, what's your recourse? What do you do? Other than, get some long guns and all your friends with long guns and go raid the place that sold it to you and get your money back. I don't know what you would do. I guess you'd have to figure something out, litigation or whatever. So coins, not bars. I'm just not a fan of bars. That's me personally. I do not own gold bars. Never have, never will. That's me. My personal opinion. Again, as you've heard me say before, everyone has a right to my opinion. So go with coins, go with U.S. coins. Silver, I'm going to go with the same thing. I've seen guys try to unload silver bars, and it gets discounted pretty severely. They're big, they're heavy. I like having my silver stacked in tubes. I like stacking. The Silver Eagle, big. Ever since I was a kid, that image right there, you almost get that tattooed on you. She's just it's so beautiful. Walking Liberty, both of them. Wouldn't be a bad idea, would it? I'm not a big fan of tattoos. But imagine having one of those in each forearm. Just the lady there and the lady there. Be pretty cool. But Walking Liberty, the silver dollar here, just that back, absolutely beautiful piece of silver. Just gorgeous. Great coin to invest in. Silver, I'm not as picky, I gotta say. I mean, US, these are my priority if I can. A lot of times I can't get them. Typically my next go-to is going to be the Maple Leafs. And, it's also a very beautiful coin. Very pure. Canadian Maple Leafs. I trust the Canadians. They're good people. So, and if I can't get Canadians, which I can't get sometimes, I'll go with the Austrian Philharmonic. Come on, focus. Focus. You got to see the instruments. That's the whole point, right? You want to see the instruments. There you go. There it is. The Philharmonic. I guess anyone who is an instrument lover, this would be the coin. And they make them in gold too. There you go. The Austrian Philharmonic. So, those are some silver products to invest in as well. Where to get them? Where to get them? Okay, we've talked enough about what to get, but now let's go to where to get. Local. I try to go local as much as possible. I don't like waiting for stuff in the mail. I don't like ordering stuff. I have done it in the past. Not a big fan. If you're getting large amounts and you got to wire money and do bank things, it can get complicated. If you have to, go for it. If you're going to go on the internet, I've seen people have a lot of good luck with APMEX, American Precious Metal Exchange. Prices can sometimes be high. The other one would be, what is it, golddealer.com. A buddy of mine just talked to me about them the other day. He had bought some silver, had a really good experience with golddealer.com. I believe Kitco, Kitco, they're a good choice, good place to go. Monex, I've used them, friends have used them. Sometimes there's some weird long waiting periods with them. You know, they don't have your product in, you ordered it, they wait to get it. They all got it. I don't know anyone who's ever been screwed by Monex. Sorry, pardon my language, but I do know if you look them up on the Better Business Bureau, is that right, online? The Better Business Bureau, they don't have a very good rating. There are some complaints. They have been sued. So, you know, be cautious there. Do your research. Anyone you're going to buy from online, just do your research. If you're going eBay, make sure they have like 3,000 sales and 100% rating. Really look at them. Look at the coins. You know, make sure it's good. Make sure it's legitimate. Locally, you know, don't get gouged. Be nice. Introduce yourself. Become friends with the person. And to make sure you're, you know, just know what you're going to pay. Know what gold is. That's the other thing. You never want to walk into a place. It's starting to sleet or rain. It's snowing and sleeting and it's coming down out there. All right. Know the price of gold when you show up to a place. And you should. You know, check it in the morning. It's going to change on your drive there. But if you have a smartphone, keep an eye on it. And then you don't know what you're paying over spot. And figure out what your options are. So, but, you know, try to buy local if you can. Graded versus ungraded. You know, I got these on accident, kind of. They were just available. And believe it or not, these graded MS69 first strikes were all available for very low over spot. So I picked them up. I liked them. I didn't really intend to. I didn't go seek them out. I'm not going to pay extra to have them graded. I don't mind getting a coin that's not graded. Numismatic coins versus bullion. Now these are bullion. Numismatic coins would be coins that are older, have a collectible value to them. You're paying above and beyond the weight. I want to get as close to paying for just the gold value as possible. I don't like paying a whole lot over. One exception to that was, you've seen my video on the 2009 ultra high relief, greatest coin ever struck in the world. As far as in my opinion, the greatest coin ever struck by humans, the ultra high relief. I paid extra for that, not too much. I got it for $11.89 at the time. I think gold was you know, I got paid like $100 or $180 over spot. Definitely worth it to me. But you know, nowadays, if you were to go buy that coin, it's gonna be about $1,000 over spot. Unless you really want one, don't do it just to invest in gold. You're doing it to get the coin. Don't go out and buy a bunch of old St. Gaudens pre-33 gold thinking, oh gosh, I got to get the old gold because, you know, if it's collectible, the government can't confiscate it, because last time they had that clause in there where they didn't take collectible coins. You know what? Number one, chances of them ever trying to take gold back from people is less than 1% of 1% of 1%. It's not going to happen. That was the lowest complied with federal law in the history of the United States. No one complied with it. They arrested one guy to make an example of him. Why do you think there's so much pre-33 gold still out there? Nobody turned it in. Okay? I've got friends that got really confused with that. They got ripped off and gouged because they went out and bought a ton of gold that was pre-33, and they paid exponentially more than they had to. They could have gotten 1.5 to 1 3/4 the amount of gold weight they got if they had just went out and bought bullion. And they didn't buy bullion because they had this fear that one day the man was going to come and seize their gold. You know, that's just there's going to be a lot more to worry about if it gets to the point in this country with the government's going door to door, kicking people's doors down to grab gold or to go to the safety deposit boxes and clean the gold out of them. That's happened once before. I highly doubt that would ever happen again. You're gonna probably free. And I'm a libertarian. I believe me, I don't trust in the state very often, but I just don't see that situation arising again. So don't get caught up in. And you can do your own research. Go out there and look at it. Listen to Peter Schiff and some of these guys on it. I believe he's on my side with his opinion on not buying into the whole numismatic thing. So I know McIlvaney, I think those are the guys. They're really into the whole conspiracy theory of gold seizures and buying the pre-33 stuff. If I can get pre-33 gold close to, or you know, as close to spot as I can get the new stuff, I might do it. But again, you're going to deal with some weight issues there because they weren't exact. So again, you want to keep your math simple. This is exactly 1 ounce of gold. a pre-33 $20 gold piece is not going to be 1 troy ounce. So you're going to have to do some computations every time you want to get compensated for selling it. A sovereign is 0.2354. A Dutch guilder is 0.19 something or other. So you can find all of these and what they exactly are, but they're all different. So I like to buy stuff that's a really clear-cut weight. It's easy to discern which weight it is and then do the math and figure out how much that coin's actually worth if I'm buying or selling it. So that's my opinion on buying gold and silver. In summary, buy gold and silver in the US, buy coins, not bars, and buy known weights, buy bullion. Don't go for that numismatic garbage that, oh my goodness, they're going to come steal it. Not going to happen. If they're going to come steal it, put it in coffee cans, bury it in the floorboards, and go in the kitchen and face the door with a semi-automatic weapon or something. And when they kick it in, just dump them. Nah, don't do that. Don't be violent. Be passive. Remember, peace through protest and legislative process. But you know what I'm saying. Protect your stuff, but don't get carried away with the whole numismatic thing, please. Anyways, thanks for viewing. As always, hope my sense of humor doesn't bug you guys too much. Some people might get offended with, oh my god, he just said he's gonna, oh my goodness, I'm gonna report him. No, believe me, I'm the most passive person you will ever meet, most likely. The only things I typically shoot are paper, targets, bowling pins, and once a year a deer. So anyways, thanks for viewing. Remember, dump your monopoly money, get rid of it, and get gold. Keep stacking. Take care. Welcome to the channel, Junius Maltby. Appreciate it. Have fun out there.